Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon with Yoga New Mexico, where we focus on empowerment, alignment, and strength. You are in the right place, capable and strong. What are we doing today? Well, it is Garland pose, also called Malasana, also called Yogic squat. And this is a educational piece to let you know how to do this pose. And we're going to talk about some sort of aspects with your back and your spine to help get you into the posture better, and a couple little prop tricks to help you relax into it as well. So, if you are curious about Garland pose, Malasana, Yogic squat, then stay tuned. I'm going to roll out the intro screen, so please roll your mat out. Thank you so much for being here. Time to look at Yogic squat, Malasana, Garland pose. It's all the same thing. Now, one of the biggest things I think people have issues with this pose is being able to get their heels to touch and kind of the distance of where their feet are, on the mat. So I think we make the mistake a lot of the time in thinking that you can keep your feet really close together and then come into your squat, and this is just really kind of not accessible for people, and well, it's not even proper form. So what you need to do is really widen that stance. So bring your feet out, ducking your feet out as well. And so the wider the stance, the better a chance that you have you're going to get your heels on the ground. And if that is not accessible to you, then fancy little blanket here. And this might just be the solution for a lot of folks, is being able to place this underneath your heels, which gives you that, extra elevation to be able to lift up. And then slowly over time, you can sit back down. And, this posture is really great for folks who sit at a desk all day, because we often get that bad form from, sitting those weird 90-degree angles that a chair makes us sit in. So, Garland pose, perfect to kind of help counteract that. Now, beyond the prop, there is another aspect of the posture that is really important, which I think folks tend to hunch a lot in this pose, and we really need to not be hunching. So, looking at this from this angle, we're in our yogic squat, correct? But if you notice how much rounding is kind of happening in my back, and that's kind of the whole journey, right? Is how straight can you keep your back, but you don't want to fall backwards, right? So in my classes, as I'm cueing this posture, I will first tell people to grow from their tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, and then press their hands in gently, and eye gaze lifts. So that's kind of the whole added aspect really of this posture, is that you might be able to get into your garland and hunch forward, but can you actually shift your weight to a more neutral position and lengthen all the way from that tailbone up through the top of your neck? Another aspect of Garland we see is coming from the standing position to sitting all the way down. Now, I'm not sure if this is really accessible for a lot of people because of bad knee injuries. And, if things are out of alignment in your hips, then things are going to tend to hurt also in your knees and maybe even in your ankles. So this whole coming from standing to coming all the way down might not be accessible to you depending on, if you've had past injuries or just if things are maybe actually out of alignment in your body and you might need to see a chiropractor. But it's good to go over this flow anyways. So hands on your hips, and we don't want our feet, hips distance. We definitely want them wider than your hips, almost shoulder distance. If you drop a line straight down from your shoulders, that's kind of good. It's almost mat distance depending how tall you are. And when you duck your feet out, those toes may even kind of touch the edge of your mat. So ducking, turning out those feet. And we inhale, scoop up the earth, hands in prayer position. Exhale, come on down. So before you come on down, it'll kind of save your knees a little bit if you start to hinge forward, because coming straight down might be too much on those knees. So it's really kind of one of these things of, finding your balance. Because if you can balance and come straight down, that's ideally what you want to do. And your butt's going to stick out a little bit as you come down. But sometimes it helps to, if you're going to add one of these big dynamic movements into your yoga posture, like your yoga flow, then, coming down, placing your hands on the ground, and then sitting your glutes on back. So that is basically our Garland pose. And I really encourage you to think about finding some balance where your weight is in this posture and really being able to grow from that tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, all the way up. So that really kind of amplifies your Garland pose. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Any comments, questions, whatever you have, hit me up. I would love to hear from you. Thank all of you so much. You are a magnificent human being in the right place, capable and strong. From my heart to all of yours, namaste.